new target, and that is target complete pharmacology from KD Tripathi. Okay, so we will start little by little. First, we will study the general pharmacology part. After completion of general pharmacology, we will dive into the other topics. In that, we will see complete ADME, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, and that is aspect of pharmacology, adverse drug effect. What are these things? How it happens? We will see all these things, and after that, we will see. Yes, this one is better. After that, we will see the drug action in autonomic nervous system. Drug action on autonomic nervous system means in this we will see all the autonomic nervous system. What are their general considerations? What are the classification of the drugs? What are beta, alpha, beta? Everything we will see. Then in that sympathetic, parasympathetic. What are activating? What are inactivating? What are different classes? What are the receptors? Okay, we'll see everything. Then we'll see cholinergic system of drugs, anticholinergic system, adrenergic system. In that, alpha receptor, beta receptor, all the classification. What are the different drugs acting, which type of drugs acting, where it is acting. We'll see everything. After that, we'll see anti-adrenergic drugs also. Then we will dive into the other part, that is otecoid and related drugs. In this we will see histamine, antihistamine. Completely we will see step by step, not in one lecture. We will see step by step, slowly, and complete the whole pharmacology within few days. Not today in one day, but yeah, definitely within few days. Please give me a second. Actually, 1 second, please. Yeah, hello. So let's start. After that, we will see the respiratory system of drugs or drugs acting on respiratory system, anti-asthmatic drug and everything. Then we will see hormones and related drugs. In that, we will see everything. After that, we will see the skeletal muscle relaxant. Okay, please give me 1 second. Actually, I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, so everything is going good. Next, we'll see in all the different 5, 6, 7, 8, all sections we'll see. After the completion of the section, we'll be like almost master in pharmacology and we'll understand everything. Let's start from the very beginning, and that is general pharmacology. In general pharmacology, what we'll see first? We'll see the drug absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion, all these things, ADME. And also we'll see the different interactions of drug. Interaction of drug in the sense synergistic effect, antagonistic effect, and everything we'll see. Okay, so let's start from the introduction. First of all, see, from here we'll start. Two main divisions of pharmacology are pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. From here we will start. Okay, so two main divisions of pharmacology are pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. So what is pharmacodynamics and what is pharmacokinetics? We'll see now. See, pharmacodynamics is what drug does to the body. Pharmacodynamics is what drug does to the body. Some people will get confused in pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. So simply, when it is about pharmacodynamics, so D is there na, so PD. Okay, so what drug does to the body? So in that case, drug will do some effect or drug will show some effect to body. So D. I hope you understand what I'm telling. Pharmacodynamics, in that D is there. And again in what drug does to the body, again D is there. So D is related to D. Okay. And next, pharmacokinetics. In pharmacokinetics, it is totally opposite. What body do to the drug? See, what body does to the drug. So both are totally reversible to each other. What it is called? Vice versa. So when drug does something to the body, that is called pharmacodynamics, and when body does something to the drug, that is called pharmacokinetics. Okay, I think this color is not, yeah, this one is best. So this includes the physiological and biochemical effect of drugs and their mechanism of action at organ system, subcellular and macromolecular level. Example, adrenaline. Am I clear what is this? So when drug does anything to the body, that is mainly related to pharmacodynamics. In that case, drug will show different types of effect. They will show pharmacological effect, physiological effect, biochemical effect. Biochemical effect in the sense when this drug will go inside the body, they will make some changes in the body, that is physiological changes. But when they will make some changes in the chemical or enzyme or hormone or chemical or anything, in that case it is called biochemical changes. Okay, so for example, I am having fever. Why? Because of some allergens or because of some, what it is called, pyrogen. So if I am taking antipyretics, so my fever body temperature will decrease, my body temperature will drop down, that is physiological change. And why the body temperature will drop down? Because those pyrogens are now changed, so the activity or mechanism of pyrogen or the chemical nature of pyrogen will be changed or altered. This condition is biochemical change. Okay, it is mainly seen, for example, you are taking levocetirizine or any type of cetirizine or any type of anti-allergic drug, then histamine level will if drop down, that is chemical change. And if your allergy is treated at that moment, that is physiological change. So ultimately pharmacodynamics means the drug does some work on the body, and that includes physiological change, biochemical change or biochemical effect of drug and their mechanism of action in the body at organ system level or subcellular level or macromolecular level. At organ system level, subcellular level or macromolecular level. Example, adrenaline interaction. See, adrenaline interaction with adrenal receptors. So when you are taking any adrenaline, interaction with the adrenoreceptors such as G protein mediated stimulation of cell membrane boundary and adenylyl cyclase, it will lead to the increase the intercellular cyclic 3,5-AMP. Cyclic 3,5-AMP, that is called secondary messenger, and ultimately lead to the cardiac stimulation, hepatic glycogenolysis and hyperglycemia. So what is this? Cardiac stimulation? Cardiac stimulation means increase in the heartbeat and increase in the cardiac contraction, ultimately lead to the increase in cardiac output. See, this is the heart here. Okay, so here is the heart. This is little bit large, this is small, this is large. So this is your heart. When you will take this one, adrenaline, it will ultimately lead to the increase in contraction of heart. When heart contraction will increase, the cardiac output will increase. Number two, increase in the beat of heart. When heart beat will increase, again cardiac output will increase. When cardiac output will increase, it will ultimately lead to the, you can call this, it will ultimately lead to the increase in blood supply to the whole body, and you can say this condition as cardiac stimulation. And when you will take this one, it will also cause hepatic glycogenolysis. What is glycogenolysis? Glycogenolysis is, lysis means breakdown, glycogenolysis means breakdown of glycogen, so it will ultimately lead to the glycogen breakdown. Okay, this is how it will ultimately lead to the glycogen breakdown. So when glycogen breakdown will take place, what will happen? Breakdown of glycogen will lead to the increase in glucose. When glucose level will increase, what will happen? Ultimately you will get more energy to run or to save your body from the external danger situation. So in that, when these things will happen, when cardiac stimulation will increase during sympathetic activation. See, when cardiac stimulation will activate, when cardiac stimulation will happen during sympathetic activation, when sympathetic activation will takes place during any danger situation, your body will prepare itself to save itself from any from any unusual situation or danger situation outside the body. Yes or no? So in that case, what will happen? Your body needs more energy to run or to fight or to tackle the emergency situation. Your body will need more energy. So to get more energy, ultimately your body needs more glucose. To get more glucose, what will happen? Your body will do cardiac stimulation. This condition, in that cardiac stimulation, blood supply will be more. When blood supply will be more to the organs, more energy will be taken, more glucose will be displaced directly or supplied to the organ. When it will get more energy, ultimately it will work better. In that condition, it will need more for backup also. In that case, hepatic glycogenolysis will take place. Hepatic means in the liver, glycogenolysis means breakdown of glycogen. When breakdown of glycogen will takes place in the liver, breakdown of glycogen will takes place in the liver, it will ultimately lead to production of glucose. When glucose production will takes place in, it will ultimately lead to increase the glucose level in the body, and it is also called hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia means same condition, increase the blood glucose level in the body. Okay, next is pharmacokinetics. So these are all the effects, these all are the effects that will be shown by drugs into the body. These all are the effects that will be shown by drugs into the body. Am I clear? Next, pharmacokinetics. Now what is pharmacokinetics? I already mentioned earlier pharmacodynamics. In pharmacodynamics you will see PD. D means is a trick to remember the things. So D here will ultimately mention about the drug. So what drug does to the body, in that case it is called pharmacodynamics, and pharmacokinetics means it is totally opposite, vice versa. So now pharmacokinetics means what body does to the drug, what body does to the drug. So see, in that case, what the body does to the drug, this refers to the movement of drug, this refers to the movement of drug in the alteration of the drug by the body, includes absorption, distribution, binding, localization or storage. Absorption, distribution, binding or localization or storage, and also biotransformation. Biotransformation means metabolism. So biotransformation means metabolism. Metabolism means change in the chemical nature. That is called biotransformation. And excretion. So excretion of the drug. So what did you get? In pharmacokinetics, what you will see? Absorption, distribution, metabolism or biotransformation, and excretion. So these ADME are the four parameters which are mainly included in the pharmacokinetics. So you have to remember this ADME. What is A, what is D, what is M, what is E? A is absorption of the drug inside in the body, D is distribution of the drug, and M is metabolism of the drug, and E is excretion of the drug. Okay. Example, paracetamol is rapidly and almost completely absorbed orally, attaining peak blood level in 30 to 60 minutes. In 30 to 60 minutes. But you have to remember this point, very very important. But 25% bound to plasma protein. But how much? 25% bound to plasma proteins. and widely and almost uniformly distributed in the body. Volume of distribution is approximately 1 liter per kilogram. So the question will be asked, how the percentage of paracetamol after peak attaining of the absorption, the percentage of paracetamol or uh, yes, paracetamol mentioned, it is mentioned paracetamol in the body is, so what will be the answer? It will be 25%. The percentage of paracetamol bound to plasma protein after attaining the complete or peak absorption is 25%. That is important only, you have to remember that. That's it. Okay. Next thing we will see. Another thing very important thing I should mention, that 30 to 60 minutes. What does it mean? It means after taking of paracetamol into the body, it will not absorb within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes. It will absorb in it will be absorbed in the body in GIT in 30 to 60 minutes. That means what some people will do in the village areas, most people will take the medicine what doctor prescribes, take this medicine before sleep. Okay, and what patient will do, they will take food dinner, after dinner they will take the medicine and directly they will go to bed and they will sleep away. But what is the effective way to take the medicine? First you have your dinner, after dinner you wait for 30 to 60 minutes, not 30 to 60 minutes, after dinner you wait at least for 20 to 25 minutes. Then what will happen? All your food will be little bit digested. Yes or no? At least it will be mixed with the digestive juices. Then after 20 to 25 minutes or half an hour, you take the medicine. You take the medicine or drug. After taking the drug, again you wait for 20 to 30 minutes. 30 minutes is the best, 30 to 40 minutes is the best. After waiting for 30 to 40 minutes or half an hour, now you go to bed and you sleep properly. That is the best way to take medicine. But what people will do, they will take medicine, they will have their dinner, after having dinner within 5 minutes they will take medicine and directly they will go to bed and sleep. This is not the correct way and effective way to take medicine. Am I clear? I hope you people are clear. So after 30 to 60 minutes, you have to remember that 25% of our drug will be bound to plasma and widely and almost uniformly distributed into the whole body. You know it very well. Next, extensively metabolized in the liver. That is hepatic metabolism. So extensively metabolized in the liver primarily by glucuronide and sulfonate conjugation into inactive metabolites which are excreted in urine. So what is the enzyme? Glucuronide, glucuronide and sulfate conjugation. Glucuronide and sulfate conjugation. Glucuronide and sulfate conjugation, you have to remember that. Into an inactive metabolite and which will be excreted in the urine. So what is metabolism ultimately? Whenever you will take any drug, whenever you will take any drug or any medicine, this is the tablet. For example, paracetamol. You have taken that medicine. First, it will be absorbed in the body. After absorption, what will happen? It will be going into the liver. And here in the liver, what will happen? Hepatic metabolism will take place. After metabolism, it will be distributed whole body. It will be distributed to the whole body, uniformly distributed to the whole body. So when it will be distributed to the whole body, the drug will go to each and every organ and organ system, even in the cell in macrological level, macrocellular level. Then it will show its biochemical effect. Along with that, it will show its physiological effect. After that, I'll mention one thing. This drug was initially inactive. When it undergone metabolism, it changed its chemical nature, and it has shown its action into the body. Now this drug became poisonous substance for your body. This is poisonous. So now what body will do? It will try to remove all the drugs from the body through urination or through stool or even through sweat. So this drug will excreted out through urine or through stool or through sweat, or even sometimes if some gaseous substances like nitric oxide and all these things, these are gaseous. So even it will be coming out of your body through exhale, that is respiration. Okay, so you have to remember all these things. So before coming out of drug from the body, if it is coming out through urine, then what will happen? This urine is water soluble or water insoluble? The urine is water soluble. Definitely urine contains different urea, uric acid, ammonia and all these things. That's different. I'm telling that is different. What I'm telling is that this urine is water soluble. So to come out a substance through the urine, what will happen? This substance should also be water soluble or not? Yes, this substance should also be water soluble. Water soluble means polar. Yes or no? Water soluble means polar or not? Yes, water soluble means polar because water is polar, and polar is soluble in polar, non-polar is soluble in non-polar. Like dissolves like, that is the universal statement. So since the drug was inactive, after metabolism it became active. Now after metabolism and after it showing its pharmacological action into the body, now what will happen? This drug will become poisonous substance for you, and it should be coming out of the body through urine or through sweat or through stool or through exhale, that is respiration. In any way it has to be come out of the body. Okay, so for that what will happen? For that metabolism will takes place, and after the metabolism what will happen? Ultimately all the non-polar drug substance will be converted to polar. In that what will happen? Non-polar will be converted to polar, and non-polar will convert it to polar in the sense water insoluble will convert into water soluble, non-ionic will convert into ionic. Yes or no? And then what will happen? It will dissolve in the urine and come out of the body along with the urine. Come out with the body from the body along with the urine. Am I clear? So this is the thing you have to remember, that and metabolites, these are called metabolites. So metabolites which are excreted in urine has a plasma half-life of 2 to 3 hours and a clearance value of 5 ml per kilogram per minute. What does it mean? It means whenever you are taking the drug or whenever you are taking the medicine into the body, this will be converted to, after metabolism it will convert into metabolites. Now it is a chemical structure. So when it will convert to metabolite after showing its pharmacological action inside the body, now what will happen? This should be come out of the body along with the urine or sweat or stool or anything. In that case what will happen? If it is coming out with the urine, then it should be water soluble and it should be polar and it should be ionic. In that case the half life will be 2 to 3 hours. What does it mean? It means after taking of that drug, you will wait for 20 to 30 minutes, then the metabolism will take place. After the metabolism it will show its pharmacological action, and after showing its pharmacological action, then after 2 to 3 hours what will happen? It will come out of your body. And how much it will come out in the urine? That is 5 ml per kilogram per minute. What does it mean? It means per minute in 1 kilogram urine there will be 5 ml of the drug. Next we will see the drug. What does drug means? Drug is a is a drug is a substance that is used externally or internally by human being or for animal. So for the treatment or betterment of any disease and its procurement and its diagnosis. So drug, and along with that you should also remember that mosquito repellent is also included inside the drug. So drug is used externally or internally for the betterment and procurement and treatment and diagnosis and mitigation of a disease by human being or for animal or even mosquito repellent. Okay, so in French the word drogue means a dry herb. Okay, herb means plant part. Herb means plant part and dry means dry, so it is a type of dry plant part. It is the it is the single active chemical entity present in a medicine that is used for diagnosis, prevention, treatment, cure of disease. This disease oriented definition of drug does not include contraceptives or use of drug for the improvement of health. So you have to remember that point. This is very very important point. Contraceptive is not included in the drug, which is disease oriented definition, and use of drug for the improvement of health. That means improvement of health is different and treatment of disease is different. In the case of improvement of health, what will happen? Sorry, you will use nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals means some substances which will be having high in nutrition or which will be rich in nutrition, that will be used by the person to improve the health. Okay, so that is different, that is not comes under the drug. Drug is used for the treatment, mitigation, diagnosis and prevention of disease. Even mosquito repellent is also included under the drug, but contraceptives are not used under the drug. Contraceptive is not considered under the drug. So you have to remember that point, contraceptives. Okay. Next thing is that the World Health Organization 1966 has given a more comprehensive definition, that is, drug is any substance or product that is used or intended to be used to modify or explore physiological system or pathological state for the benefit of the patient. So according to World Health Organization 1966, what is the definition of drug? The drug is any substance. Drug is any substance or product that is used or intended to be used to modify the states of to modify or explore physiological system or pathological state for the benefit of the patient. For the benefit of the patient. The term drug is being also used to mean addictive, abused, illicit substances, mainly Schedule X drugs. Okay. However, this restricted and derogatory science usage is unfortunate degradation of a time-honored term, and drug should refer to a substance that has some therapeutic diagnosis or application. That has some therapeutic diagnosis or application. Some other important aspect of pharmacology are pharmacotherapeutics. So what is pharmacotherapeutics? It is the application of pharmacological information together. Simply, first I will break the word pharmacotherapeutics. Information of pharmacology used for the therapy of any disease or therapy of any patient. Okay, so it is the application of pharmacological information together with the knowledge of disease or its prevention, mitigation or cure. I mentioned the term mitigation earlier, so you have to remember that. So pharmacological information together with the knowledge of disease or its prevention or mitigation or cure, selection of most appropriate drug, dosage and duration of treatment, taking into the account the specific feature of a patient are a part of pharmacotherapeutics. Ultimately, it is related to any specific patient, any specific disease in any certain amount of certain duration of time. In that case, what is mostly focused is the mostly focused thing is um, selection of most appropriate drug, selection of most appropriate selection of most appropriate drug. Next, number 2 point is selection of dose, how much amount you should put or how much amount you should introduce in the patient's body. Okay, next, dosage, the amount, the condition or the type of amount, like it is solid or liquid or gaseous, that is dosage form. And duration of treatment, for how much duration you have to do the treatment, and taking into account for the specific, already I mentioned the specific patient and specific time duration. Thus, what is called the choice or selection of the appropriate drug, and selection of the dosage, and selection of the duration of treatment, that is totally related to pharmacotherapeutics. Simply, pharmacotherapeutics means the information from pharmacology used along with the knowledge of disease and its prevention to do the therapy of a patient, ultimately to treat the patient. Okay. Next, clinical pharmacology. Clinical pharmacology is the scientific study of drugs, both old and new, in men. It includes pharmacodynamic and pharmacokinetic investigation in healthy volunteers and patients. Now, can you please tell me why this man is mentioned? Man. Because in the case of women, sometimes some women are pregnant, sometimes some women are having some changes in the body, sometimes some women are having menstrual phase, sometimes some women are having some different conditions. That's why women are not used for the testing and for the clinical study or for the study of any drug. In that case, mainly men are used for the safety of a woman. Okay, so in clinical pharmacology, mainly men are used. Again, you have to remember, men are not young men or adult. Men should be either very new or very old. Very new in the sense small child, or very old in the sense old people. So you have to focus on that. It is the scientific study of drugs, both in old and new. Again, in man. So both in old means old people, and new means child, and in man. Ultimately, in that clinical pharmacology, what will happen? The people in the clinical pharmacologist will study the drug and related to any effects related to it, such as action, pharmacological action of drug, what are its scientific side effects, or you can say adverse effect, or you can say contraindication, or you can say other unchosen effect or side effect. Mainly contraindication, adverse effect, and also dose, quantity, dosage form, stability of drug into the body, inside the body, duration of treatment or duration of introduction of drug. So all these things are totally included in clinical pharmacology. All these things are included in clinical pharmacology. Am I clear? So first thing you have to remember is that clinical pharmacology experiment or any clinical test will be done mainly on men, and it should be either old men and also new men. They are either or, it is not either or, it's and means, for example, if you are doing any wrong in the pharmacy, what you have to do, if you are putting any wrong document or anything, you have to either pay the fine or you have to go to jail. In that case, you will do one in both, one in between both. Either you will, one second please, either you will pay the fine or you have to go to jail. So or means you have to do any one, and when it is end you have to do both. So you have to do the clinical test in both old people and new people, and both the old and new should be men. Women are not allowed in doing clinical studies because they are having different physiological biochemical changes in their body in every month in their life cycle. So for the safety purpose of women, it is not permissible. It includes the pharmacodynamic and pharmacokinetic investigation in healthy volunteers and in patient. So clinical studies are done in healthy people also and then in patients also. Why in healthy people? The clinical studies are mainly done in 4 to 5 steps. The fifth one is the last, that is post marketing step. But before that, in the first and second step, you have to do the test in healthy volunteers, so that if the drug has any adverse effect, then it should be tackled by the person's body. So the person's body can face the adverse effect or side effect. That's why it is done on the healthy volunteers. Okay, so it should be done on healthy volunteers, and then when you will see the adverse effect, when you will learn that, then you can do on the patient's body. But you have to do, you can do nahi, you have to do. Okay, evaluation of efficacy and safety of drug and comparative trials with other forms of treatment, surveillance of the pattern of the drug use and adverse effect. Already I have mentioned everything here in the easy English language. In the easy language, I have mentioned everything. Okay. The aim of clinical pharmacology is to generate data. The aim of clinical pharmacology is to generate data for optimum use of drug and the practice of evidence-based medicine. And the practice of evidence-based medicine. Why? Because sometimes medicine are misused. For example, Schedule X drugs. These are also misused. So, to practical use and evidence-based use, clinical pharmacology is done. Clinical pharmacological test is done. So, the aim of the clinical pharmacology is to generate data for the safety of drug, efficacy of drug, and patterns of drug use, and the forms of treatment, surveillance, and adverse effect. So data of all these things will be taken by using clinical pharmacological test. Am I clear? And for the better use of the drug and the evidence-based medicine. Okay, now we will see the chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is the treatment. Chemotherapy. One second, please. Now we will see chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is the treatment of systemic infection or malignancy with specific drugs that have selective toxicity for the infecting organism, malignant cell with no minimal effect on the host cell. So ultimately, chemotherapy is the treatment of systemic infection or malignancy with specific drugs. So by using any specific drugs, The treatment of the systemic infection, infection in the sense infection that takes place inside the body of human being and even inside the blood, even inside the blood or blood system. So treatment of systemic infection or malignancy. Malignancy means it will be totally related to the movement of something inside the circulatory system through blood. So ultimately infection, if it is taking place inside the blood, then it will be treated by using some specific drug, that have selective toxicity, you have to remember that selective toxicity for the infecting organism, malignant cell with no or minimal effect on the host cell. What does it means? For example, I am the host. Why I am the host? Because I am the human being. And I am taking a drug. So I am the host. So if the cell inside my body is having affected or is having any toxicity relation with that drug, then can I use that medicine? No, because it will be dangerous for me. It will be toxic for me. Yes or no? Yes or no? So if I am having any disease, any systemic infection, then there will be some reason for that. That would be due to some pathogens. Or disease causing organisms. So these are the pathogens and these are the disease causing organisms. This red one. These are the pathogens and these are the disease causing organisms. Now, if I'm taking a chemical or a drug that should go inside my body and it should show its effect, toxicity effect on the infectious agent, that is that pathogens. Yes or no? Now, if this drug is going inside my body and it's showing its effect on pathogen, along with that it is showing maximum effect on my cell also. My cell in the sense host cell, my body cell. Then it is useful or not? No, it is not useful. Ultimately it is dangerous. Yes or no? Ultimately it is dangerous. Why? Because I am using some drug for the betterment or for the treatment of the disease, so that I can get cure of the disease and my body condition is getting better. But the drug is causing some toxicity to the pathogen and it is killing all the pathogen, but along with that it is also killing the cells inside my body. Then is this permissible? Is this okay? Good or bad? No, this is not good. This is totally bad. Ultimately it will kill me also along with the pathogen. He will see as pathogen, he will see my body cell as pathogen also, like then ultimately he will see me also as pathogen. So ultimately this is not good. So what did you understand in that case? The agent should show some effect. Wait. The agent should show some effect, maximum effect on the pathogen, and it should have the selective toxicity on the pathogen or the specific infection causing agent, but it should have minimal or no effect on the host cell, like on my body cell. On the host cell means on my body cell. Am I clear? So drugs in general can thus be divided into two, that is pharmacodynamic agent and chemotherapeutic agent. Pharmacodynamic agent, these are designed to have pharmacodynamic effects in the recipient. Mainly, for example, if you are having any hormonal drug, schedule G drug are mainly made up of hormones, yes or no? So if you are taking any schedule G drug and schedule H drug, then what will happen? It will be, you can consider as pharmacodynamic agent. But when you are taking any chemotherapeutic agent such as metronidazole, ofloxacin, these all are chemotherapeutic agent, and you can consider as chemotherapeutic. Why? Because these will kill pathogen. It will not simply I'll tell you the difference between pharmacodynamic agent and chemotherapeutic agent. See here, one second. Pharmacotherapeutic agent, pharmacodynamic. Yes, pharmacodynamic. Simply, pharmacodynamic agent will lead to the changes in body condition. That is, it will lead to the pharmacological change in the body. But chemotherapeutic agent, chemotherapeutic agent will lead to the change in biochemical environment, along with that physiology. So in that case, it will directly change the physiology, pharmacodynamic drug. But when you are taking chemotherapeutic agent, it will first work on the biochemical changes. Then after the biochemical change, and due to biochemical change, ultimately physiological change will take place. So this is the first step and this is the second step. Okay. Am I clear? So drugs in general can be classified into pharmacodynamic agent and chemotherapeutic agent. These are designed to have pharmacodynamic effect in the recipient. But chemotherapeutic agent, these are designed to inhibit or kill the invading parasite malignant cell and have no minimal pharmacodynamic effect in the recipient. Am I clear? So it will ultimately lead to, see, if you are having diarrhea, so ultimately what will happen? Why diarrhea will take place in your body? Due to some pathogen or due to some microbial what it is called, interaction in your body. So at that time you will take chemotherapeutic agent. Chemotherapeutic agent will lead to kill the microbial flora or whatever is present inside your gut. So when it will kill all the bad microbes or all the pathogen, what will happen? Ultimately your body physiology will change and you will get better. Your diarrhea will be automatically recovered and you will be disease free. So this is the difference between pharmacodynamic agent and chemotherapeutic agent. Simply, you can say pharmacodynamic agent will lead to have pharmacodynamic effects in the recipient body, but chemotherapeutic agent will kill or inhibit the invading parasite or malignant cell in the recipient body, but there will be no or minimum pharmacodynamic effect in the recipient body. Okay. Next, pharmacy. What is pharmacy? It is the art and science of compounding and dispensing drugs or preparing suitable dosage form for the administration of drug to man or animal. I have mentioned earlier man, animal and mosquito repellent. Now see, this is the definition. So in pharmacy what will happen? It is the art and science of compounding. Compounding means preparing a drug. Chemical, ultimately what are the drugs? These all are chemical. So chemical should be prepared, in technical term it is called compounding. So compounding and dispensing means giving the drug to the patient. Dispense karna, in the sense you have to dispense the drug, you have to provide the drug, or preparing a suitable dosage form. Suitable dosage form in the sense, for example, if a patient is child, or if a patient is adult, or if a patient is very old person, that in the case of child, a child can take a tablet. It will be very much hard for him to take the tablet, but child can take, but adult can take, and older people sometimes they can take, sometimes they can take. So for child, what you have to do? You have to prepare something in fluid or in liquid nature. Yes or no? So this is the preparing suitable dosage form. That drug dose or medicine dose you will prepare according to the patient's condition. That is preparing the suitable dosage form. If it is child, for example, child, for pediatric, you will see pediatric paracetamol are there. These paracetamol are in liquid form. You can also see some in powder form for the older people. and also for the child. But for adult, you will see solid dosage form, liquid dosage form, semi-solid dosage form, all. So this is the preparing of suitable dosage form for the administration of drug to man or animal. Administration in the sense to put inside the body. Administration means put inside the body. To man or animal. Animal in the sense animal, veterinary. So it includes collection, identification, and purification, then isolation, then synthesis, and then standardization, and quality control of medicine substances. These all terms are very, very important. You have to understand these all terms are very, very important. The first term is collection of raw material, then identification. You have to identify this raw material is correct or not, it will work or not, it is suitable for the activity or not. Then purification, you have to purify the raw material, that is 110%. And isolation, then you have to isolate, after purification you have to isolate the raw material. Okay, from gross you have to make it net. Then synthesis, if any chemical is there, you have to synthesize that chemical. Then standardization means processing. By the processing you will make it standardized and it will be its quality will be increased. And then in the final, quality control of medical substances. In the final, quality control of medical substances, that is you have to test, you have to do the test, that is quality and assurance test. Okay, am I clear? Next, the large scale manufacture of drug is called pharmaceutics and it is primarily technical science. The large scale production is called pharmaceutics and it is totally a technical science. We will also learn pharmaceutics in our channel. We will also learn pharmaceutics, but first we will complete the pharmacology, then we will start pharmaceutics, because pharmacology has more importance in different competitive exam, pharmaceutical competitive exam. Okay. Next, toxicology. What is toxicology? It is the study of poisonous substances or study of poisonous effect of drug. It is the study of poisonous effect of drug and other chemical, household, environmental pollutant, industrial and agricultural and homicidal, with emphasis on detection, prevention and treatment of poisonings. So what are they? Detection, prevention and treatment of poisonings. It also includes the study of adverse effect. It also includes the study of adverse effect of drug, since the same substance can be a drug or a poison. Since the same substance can be a drug or a poison depending on the dose. How depending on the dose? For example, if you are taking paracetamol, if you are a doctor and MR will come, so what he will say? He will say, sir, this is paracetamol, this is antipyretics. Antipyretics means it will reduce the body temperature. If a patient comes to you and tells that he has fever, then you can write this paracetamol. Sorry, you can write this paracetamol 2 times in a day. If he has more fever, you can write this paracetamol 500 mg 3 times a day. If a person comes with fever more than 100 degrees Celsius, like more than 100 degree Fahrenheit, body temperature 104, 105 degree, then you can write that paracetamol 650 3 times per day, morning, afternoon and evening. But you have to remember one thing, you have to focus on that you can't cross the limit of up to 2500 mg. What is this 2500 mg? It is the limit. After 2500 mg, it will be toxic to your body. So below 2500 mg, a drug will be acting as a drug or acting as a medicine to your body. It will ultimately show the pharmacological action and it will reduce the body temperature, drops down the body temperature and your fever will be cured. But if the paracetamol crosses a limit of 2500 mg in your body per day, then it will be toxic to your body and it will cause hepatotoxicity. Hepatotoxicity means liver toxicity, liver damage. Okay, so toxicology is the study of poisonous effect. So after more, if you are having more than 2500 mg of paracetamol, in that case it will show poisonous effect. So this is the poison effect. So the study of poisonous effect of drug and other chemicals such as household, environmental pollutant, industrial and agricultural homicidal, with emphasis on detection and prevention. With emphasis on detection and prevention. Detection, prevention, and treatment of poisonings. It also includes the study of adverse effect of drug, since the same substance can be drug, a poison, and depending on the dose. So if you are having less than 2500 degree dose, less than 2500 mg dose, less than 2500 mg dose, so it will act as a drug in your body and it will treat your body. It will treat the what it is called, disease such as fever. But if you are having more than 2500 mg of drug dose in your body, it will be poison for you. Before that it will be drug, now it will be poison for you. So you understood or not? The same substance can be drug or same substance can be poison depending on the dose. Now I hope I made it clear, explained it well, and you also understood it properly. Next, drug nomenclature. A drug is generally has three categories names, such chemical name. One second, let me have some water actually. I'm not feeling. Okay, let's take a break of 2-3 minutes. After 2-3 minutes, we'll start the drug nomenclature. Okay. Or if you are watching the video continuously, you can skip, like you can forward, make it forward for 2 minutes. Oh, I could pause the live also, but I forgot to do that. I just muted it and okay, let's start again. Okay, so drag nomenclature. Now we'll see the nomenclature. Shit, sorry, I forgot to pause it. Okay, no problem. So let's start the drag nomenclature. The nomenclature means, what does nomenclature mean? Nomenclature means naming. So drug nomenclature means naming of drug. A drug generally has three categories of names. Number one is chemical name. It describes the substance chemically. Example, isopropylamino. Example, 1 isopropylamino, 3 1 nephthyloxy propan 2-ol for propranolol. This is cumbersome and not suitable for use in prescribing. A code name is RO 151788, later named flumanazil. Flumazenil may be assigned by the manufacturer for convenience and simplicity before an approved name is coined. So ultimately, simply chemical name is any drug. Drug ultimately a chemical compound. So all the drugs are chemical and they are having structures like this: benzene, along with that you will see, or alcohol, along with that you will see NH2 something R and ethyl group. Like this you will see the structures. These all are chemical, and the chemical name of this drug is simply called, chemical name of this drug are simply called chemical naming or chemical nomenclature. In the you will get these mainly in the medicinal chemistry subject. Okay, next, non-proprietary name. It is the name accepted by the competent scientific body or authority. Example, the United States adopted the name USAN, USAN. United States adopted name by the USAN Council. Similarly, there is the British approved name that is called ban of a drug. The non-proprietary names of newer drug are kept uniform by an agreement to use the recommended international non-proprietary name, that is RINN, in all members countries of the World Health Organization. I will tell you one thing, that naming of drug is not so important in the pharmacology subject. That naming of drug you will study in pharmaceutical jurisprudence. That will be far better. But still, if you want to listen something, I'll tell you. The chemical or drug substances have three in general names. Number one is chemical name, that is the chemical structure completely. Its chemical scaffold will be uh, explained in that naming. Okay. Number two is non-proprietary name, and number three is proprietary name. Proprietary name means brand name. For example, it is the name assigned by the manufacturer and his property. It is the name assigned by the manufacturer and trademark. Or one drug may have multiple proprietary name. Example: Eltol, Etcardil, Etecor, Eten, Betacard, Lonol, Tinolol, Tenormin for etinolol from different manufacturers. So etinolol, metoprolol, these all are beta blockers, yes or no? Etinolol, metoprolol, all are beta blockers or not? Or what? Once again. There is no chat. Nobody is texting anything. Anyone, can you please say something on the chat? You please respond. Okay, no problem if you want. So so the name of beta blockers, etinolol, metoprolol, all these things, and the brand name are like this: Etelol, Etacardil, Eticor, Eten, Betacord, lanol, tinolol, tinormin. For all are for etinolol from different manufacturers. Brand name are designed to be catchy. Catchy means attractive, short, easy to remember, and often suggestive. Catchy, short, easy to remember, often suggestive. Example: Lopressor, suggesting drug for lowering the blood pressure. Brand names generally differ in different countries. Example: Timolol maleate eye drops are marked as Timoptic in USA but as Glucomol in India. Again, even the same manufacturer may market the same drug under different brand names in different countries. In addition, combined formulation have their own multiple brand name. This is responsible for much confusion in drug nomenclature. Okay, there are many arguments for using the non-proprietary name in prescribing. Uniformity and convince economy and better comprehension. Propranolol, sotalol, timolol, pindolol, metoprolol, acetylol, etinolol, all are beta blockers. Just few minutes ago I told you. Just few minutes ago. So now see. Propranolol, sotalol, timolol, pindolol, metoprolol, acetylol, etinolol, all are beta blockers, but their brand name have no such similarity. So you have to understand that. So these all are non-proprietary name. Oh, but I'll tell you one thing. If a drug is there, if you have taken any drug, for example, you have taken that one, eten or tinolol. So you will see tinolol is written in large words, but on the top of the tinolol or on the bottom of the tinolol, you will see in small words, you will see all the non-proprietary name. Non-proprietary name means you will see there it is written etinolol. It is written etinolol. So like this only, in one drug you will see proprietary name also along with that non-proprietary name also. Am I clear? But they are not similar, little bit, but that will have some suggesting name. However, when it is important to ensure consistency of the product in terms of quality and bioavailability, etc., and especially when official control over the quality and manufacturer products is not rigorous, it is better to prescribe by dependable brand name. Okay. Next, drug compendia. There are complications of information on drugs in the form of monograph. Without going into the theoretical concept, mechanism of action, and the other aspect which help in understanding the subject, pharmacopoeia and formularies are brought by the government in a country. So in each and different country, you will see some copia will be there. So what is this monograph? This monograph is a pack of pages or is a pack of files which will hold all the information about a drug. So these monograph in different countries, they are having different name. They are copias, and they are, since they are related to pharma and chemical or drugs, they are called pharmacopoeia. They are called pharmacopoeia. See, pharmacopoeia. So in India, you will see Indian pharmacopoeia. In US, you will see US pharmacopoeia. In British, you will see British pharmacopoeia. In London, you will see British pharmacopoeia. Like this, there are so many different pharmacopoeias are there. Okay. And these all pharmacopoeia will contains all the information about a drug. So what is written? Pharmacopoeias and formularies are brought out by the government in a country, hold legal status, and are called official compendia. Drug compendia is ultimately a book or a pack of file in which you will see all the information about a drug, its positive effects, negative effect, good effect, bad effect, side effects, its condition, its like everything, all the information you will get in compendia in each country. In different country you will see different compendia. That's compendia are in general simple words. It is also called pharmacopoeia, which will deal with all the information of a drug in that book. Okay. See, See now pharmacopoeia. They contain description of chemical structure, molecular weight, physical and chemical characteristics, solubility, identification, and assay method, standards of purity, storage, condition, dosage form of officially approved drug in a country. What does they contain? One second, please. One second, give me a second. So, these pharmacopoeias contains they contain description of chemical structure. So that is the chemical structure of drug, chemical name and its structural activity relationship. Molecular weight, again it is related to chemical. Molecular weight, physical and chemical characteristics. Solubility, that is related to pharmaceutics. Identification and assay method, that is related to quality control. Okay, quality standard. So assay method, standards of purity, storage condition and dosage form of officially approved drugs in a country. Again, chemical structure, molecular weight, physical and chemical characteristics, solubility, identification and assay method, standards, purity, storage condition and dosage form of officially approved drugs in a country. They are useful to drug manufacturers and regulatory authorities, but not to doctors, most of whom never see a pharmacopoeia. Example of pharmacopoeia are Indian pharmacopoeia, British pharmacopoeia BP, European pharmacopoeia in Europe, US pharmacopoeia in United States. So these all are different examples of pharmacopoeias. These are very important. Okay, next, formularies. Generally produced in easily carried booklet form. They list indications, dose, dosage form, and contraindication, precaution, adverse effect, and storage of selected drugs that are available for medicinal use in a country. That are available for medicinal use in a country. Drugs are categorized by their therapeutic class, some rational fixed dose and drugs combination, and are included a brief commentary on the drug class and clinical condition in which they are used generally proceeds specific of individual drugs. So these all things are not necessary. These are totally time waste. Martindale is a complete drug reference. Extra Pharmacopoeia, published every 2-3 years, and Royal Pharmaceutical Society, Great Britain. This is important, you have to remember that about Martindale. You have to remember about Martindale. So Martindale published every 2-3 years by the Royal Pharmaceutical Society of Great Britain. This is non-official compendium is an exhaustive and updated complete compilation of unbiased information of medicine used registered all over the world. It includes the new launches and contains pharmacological as well as pharmacological as well as therapeutic information on drugs which can serve as a reliable reference book. Which one is better? This one only, right? Okay. Essential medicine or drug concept. So the essential of medicine and drug concept. These are not so important. Prescription and non-prescription drugs. This is very very important. I mentioned few minutes ago about Schedule G, Schedule H drugs, and over-the-counter drug and over-the-counter drug, general drug, generic drug, and ethical drugs. So see, prescription and non-prescription drug. Prescription drugs are those drugs, as per drug rule, the majority of drugs, including all antibiotics, must be sold in retail only against a prescription issued to a patient by a registered medical practitioner. These are all called prescription drugs. So prescription drugs means the drugs which should be sold under the prescription of a written by a medical registered practitioner or registered medical practitioner, that is RMP. And in India, they have been placed in Schedule H drug. Few minutes ago, I mentioned this. In India, they all are scheduled under Schedule H drug, placed under Schedule H drug. And Drugs and Cosmetics Rule 1945, as amended from the time to time. However, few drugs like simple analgesics like paracetamol, aspirin, antacid laxative like senna, lactulose, and vitamins, ferrous sulfur salt, etc., are considered relatively harmless and can be procured without a prescription. These are non-prescription drug, or they are also called over-the-counter drug, and it can be sold even by the grocery stores. It can be sold even by the grocery stores also. Next, orphan drug. These are okay. Let's complete the lecture here, and we will start another lecture. In that, we will study all that orphan drugs, prescription drugs, and everything. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being connected with me. Thank you so much. All the very best for your upcoming exam.